Good morning, good morning, good morning. Praise the Lord and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy and excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we're going to let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. And I'm so glad you're here with us today as we lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today is day 250, 278. We're going to get this thing straight, y'all. We're going to talk about each day I make it a priority to do something that gives me pleasure. Each day I make it a priority to do something that gives me pleasure. Let's talk about it, y'all. I need something to look forward to, especially when I'm immersed in the pain of grief. That's why I plan ahead for pleasure breaks. I need something to look forward to, especially when I'm immersed in the pain of grief. That's why I plan ahead for pleasure breaks. The question is, my brothers and sisters, what do you look forward to? As we're navigating through this thing called grief, we've been talking over the last couple of days. We've been talking about how you deal with it in doses. You take it in doses. It's like medicine, right? When you take medicine, they don't say take the whole bottle at one time. Take a pill now every 8 hours or whatever, one a day. You can take one a day because getting this dose is going to help you. Then tomorrow you can take another dose, but you don't take it all at once. That's the way grief is. We navigating through the grief process. When we start to do this grief work, grief work, when we confront our feelings, when we give ourselves permission to feel what we feel and reveal what we feel, we do this in doses, right? So we have our moments where, um, like going to the gym and work out for 45 minutes, and I'm gonna come back and work out tomorrow. We have our moments where we do this grief work. I'm gonna confront my feelings. I'm not going to run from it. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to confront how I'm feeling. I'm going to check in with myself. I'm going to see my therapist, my counselor, my coach. I'm navigating through the process. I'm actively mourning. I'm not just going to grieve. I'm going to mourn. I'm not just going to feel, but I'm going to reveal. When I do that, when I do my dose of that, I don't do it 24/7, but I do it, ponder, and I move on, get my homework. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll check in with myself tomorrow, see how I'm doing. I'm doing it. Doing the grief work, you got to do the work. But this is something so very important. As you navigate through the process, as you go through that, it can be painful, it can be draining, it could take a lot out of you, it can be a very emotional experience. So, to kind of counterbalance, right, doing this work and navigating through this process, to kind of counter it, what else do you do? I need something to look forward to. I need something to look forward to. If I participate in this work, and I know it may get me down, I know it's a lot of work, it's going a lot of thinking, a lot of stuff. I need something to balance. I need something to look forward to. Something that's going to push me and move me and keep me going. And I need something to look forward to, right? I need something to look forward to, especially when I'm immersed in the pain of grief. That's why I plan ahead for pleasure breaks. What is it that you look forward to, and what do those pleasure breaks look like? Now, I want to say this now because we got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to be careful not to indulge in something that is going to compound our problem, not to indulge or to engage in something that perhaps will throw us off or make things work or complicate the situation, right? I need something to look forward to. I know some people after a long day, because y'all go to the restaurants and y'all post a picture of your drink and be like, well deserved. Woo, it's been a long day. Well deserved. And what happens is a lot of times we can pick up some unhealthy habits that we can start to do things that we develop a codependency for. We start to develop things that are unhealthy, right? Unhealthy coping mechanisms. So you got to ask yourself, if I'm going to take pleasure breaks, if there's something I'm trying to balance this thing out because I'm immersed in this pain of grief and I need pleasure and pain, what is it that is healthy? What is it that is um, that is morally and even spiritually right um, in line um, falls in line under the healthy morally spirit is cool, right? It's cool. What does that look like? What does it look like for some people? It may be treating, like I said, you got to be careful because it's the comfort food for a reason. But some people, it may be treating yourself to some type of treat, right? So I need something to look forward to. It could be coffee or dinner with your girls or with your homeboys. It could be playing basketball. It could be going to the gym. It could be boxing. Talking to one individual, they picked up boxing and they love it. They look forward to boxing, training 2 or 3 days a week. They love it, absolutely love it. They look forward to it, right? What is it that you look forward to? Is it working on a hobby? Is it golfing? Is it working in the yard? Is it gardening? Is it cooking, right? Something I look forward to. I look forward to get in that kitchen because I can just lose myself in the garlic and in the elements of the vegetables and the chicken and the dishes that I'm preparing. You need pleasure breaks. It can't just be all grief and mourning. I'm just doing this work and I'm experiencing all this pain. No, you need a pleasure break. What does that look like? Is it going to the movies? Is it going for a walk? What does it look like? Is it taking up a salsa class and dancing? What is it? What is it? What is it that you look forward to, right? We can add, what can I add to my calendar for tomorrow that I know will help me feel at least a smidgen of hope, happiness, or relief, if only for an hour or so? What is it that you can add to your calendar tomorrow that give you a smidgen of hope, help, and relief, even if it's for an hour? It's a pleasure break, right? I ask myself this question each night before bed. It helps me wake up in the morning with something to look forward to. Yeah, this is so very important. We talk about healing grief with gratitude and having an attitude of gratitude and being thankful for just one little thing, jolt, just one little thing, right? I love the concept of this that even before you go to bed, I ask myself the question before I go to bed, what is something tomorrow I can look forward to? And it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be expensive. It ain't gotta be, it's just something that I can look forward to tomorrow. What is it? What is it that you can look forward to today? What is it that you can do or indulge in or partake in? What is something that you can look forward to? And this is why it's important to build this rhythm because we throw ourselves in the pain of grief and doing this work for this season, right? We throw ourselves, we need to counterbalance that. That as we're doing this work, this painful work, we're immersing ourselves in grief. We need to balance that with doing something healthy, something that's going to be cool, right? But something that we can do that we can look forward to. I need and deserve enjoyment. I love that. I need and deserve enjoyment. And whatever it is that voice is telling you you don't, whatever it is this voice is telling you that ain't the case, whatever it is, look, I need and deserve enjoyment. And you do. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel like, well, they not here and I feel like I shouldn't be enjoying myself or they're not here and I feel like I shouldn't have a good time because we'll do that. We'll find ourselves having a good time and then we'll catch ourselves and then make ourselves sad because we feel like we shouldn't be happy and I'm supposed to be sad. I'm not supposed to be having a good time. How dare I laugh? How dare I smile? How dare I have fun and they're not here? How dare me? How dare myself, right? That's the mindset we take. No, listen to me. You need and deserve enjoyment. If I'm having trouble experiencing any pleasure at all for a long period of time, that means I need to talk to a friend or a counselor about my depression. Build your team. Know where you're at. Be aware. You need and deserve enjoyment. You deserve a pleasure break. What is it that you can do that will bring you pleasure, that will bring you joy? Here's the final thought. Despite my grief, I can seek out times of pleasure and enjoyment. Despite my grief, I can seek out times of pleasure and enjoyment. Despite my grief, despite what I'm going through, despite what I'm experiencing, despite what I'm feeling, I can seek out times of pleasure and enjoyment. Yes, you can. You deserve it, and you need to do it. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 278. Each day, I make it a priority to do something that gives me pleasure. Amen. Look, I hope you take this word to heart. I hope and pray this lesson was a blessing. I hope you build this rhythm into your life. We're immersing ourselves in the pain of grief. You need and deserve enjoyment. Make a list. Make a list. You might even come up with an enjoyment jar. You can come up with an enjoyment jar and make a list and write things on a strip of paper and throw them all in the enjoyment jar. And every single day, and it could just be something simple. It can't be nothing. Things that you really, really enjoy, not something that you're going to pick out and look at and be like, ugh, I don't want to do that. But things that you really enjoy. Enjoyment jar. Maybe it's every single day. Maybe it's once a week. And you go in, shake up the enjoyment jar, and you go and you pick something out and read it and be like, ooh, today I'm going to do this, right? You got to make sure it's stuff that you really, really enjoy. But these are strategic things that you can do. These are intentional things you can do as you navigate through the grief process, as you immerse yourself in the pain of doing the work, right? You got to counterbalance that with the pleasure, right? Of knowing your worth, the pain of doing the work, the pleasure of knowing your worth. I think that's cool. And so you need and deserve enjoyment. Look, I hope and pray y'all do it today. No questions. Look, I hope y'all have a phenomenal Friday and a wonderful weekend. Do something. Do something. You need and deserve enjoyment. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan singing. I love y'all with the Lord. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend and a phenomenal Friday. Let's go.